My name is Mika P. Girl. I'm a charity content creator and a variety gamer, and I grew up with seizures. Here's my story. From the very first time I breathed the air of the world, all the way up to about 12 to 13 years old, most of my life was spent in a hospital. And when most of your life is spent in the hospital, you don't exactly have time to make connections or develop the same way the average adult has already developed. And, you know, sometimes it was difficult on my family and scary. I would go to sleepovers, and my family members had to be trained in how to react when I had seizures because it would happen near daily. And seizures can have such strange effects on the brain. And, the brain is still one of the many wonders of the world that we're learning about each and every day. One of the things I know for a fact that there's a high probability that my seizures have affected is my memory. As the only thing I remember before and after the seizures is the thing I did before, my triggers, and then after waking up in the ambulance and listening to sirens. Or other times, I'll remember possibly waking up in a hospital bed, but I've been in and out of the hospital so much throughout my life that sometimes the memories kind of blur. And truth be told, it kind of made it difficult, I feel like, for little me to make friends. I had friends. It's just it sucks because you can't, you know, go too many sleepovers too far away, because if you do, what if something happens and then they can't get to you on time? So actually, there was one time when I was at a cousin's house, and I remember this story vividly. I actually told my mom this story, and she was like, "How do you remember that?" So I was laying on a black couch, and there was a counter behind me, a bar top, right? So it looked into the kitchen, okay? And little baby Mika was laying there, prepubescent Mika, like 11 years old or whatever. And I was laying there, and I hear the words, "If they have a seizure, sit next to them, talk to them, talk slowly, call the ambulance," right? Like, just running step by steps on what to do when it came to me to help me, because everyone's different, right? And, you know, I remember telling my mom that story, and she's like, "How'd you remember that?" And I was like, "I don't know. It's one of the few memories I have." And I guess the sad part of all of it, and the thing that I think kind of sucks, and I'm sharing this, truth be told, I don't know if anyone's going to care or honestly understand, or maybe even watch this fully. And that's not guilt tripping. It's just, I know these types of things can either bore people, or, it's an escape from the day to day life and they don't want to scroll on to stuff like this. But it just feels nice to share it sometimes, Get a little more in depth with each other, if you will. And the main thing that I quickly realized was I don't have memories of my childhood, not good ones. My memories are, to put it in a visual perspective, each memory is a crystal. Okay. They're beautiful iridescent crystals. Mine are all fractured, shattered, pieces are missing. The puzzle is never complete. And I'll never fully know if my memories are accurate anymore. There's so many disconnects from the moments before and after that all I remember from my childhood, and the only thing I can positively say I remember, is either watching TV, playing a game, then darkness, and then waking up to my parents standing above me in an ambulance. And that's it. And I think it's so important for you to understand that I am happy I am still here. Because I've had a lot of things happen to me in my life, seizures being one of them, right? A daily occurrence. And I'm happy that my parents had been giving and went to the training, right? Understood the training, understood how to help me. And when you grow up constantly having seizures, I sit there, and if I work somewhere and it requires training for seizures, I tell everyone I grew up with it. I know how to do this. And it helps. But the sad part is the give to it is I understand how to help people with it. I don't panic with it. I understand. I've been through it. I get it. The take, I'll never fully remember my childhood, I guess. And that sucks. So forgive me if you tune in to streams and I act a bit childish. I didn't, get to experience much of childhood, so I have a lot of my childhood like wonder. I mean, I get excited when I see snow like a little kid would. I get excited at pretty colors, cute things, but I also recognize I'm an adult and I have adult responsibilities now. So when I don't have a bunch of responsibilities, I let my childhood like wonder take over. I stream, I have fun, and we explore things together. And I would love it if you did make it all the way through this video. You would hang out with me too. I hope you have a great day, and remember, things do get better within time. My name is Mika Pickerel, and I haven't had seizures in about 7 years. Goodbye.